Bello Turji Kachalla is said to be a notorious Nigerian terrorist and bandit leader, a terrorist kingpin operating in Nigeria's northwest, with particular reference to Zamfara and Sokoto states, but has also been associated with terrorist activities in Niger State, North Central. Is so notorious and that many lives have been lost, not to mention properties, through his activities as a terrorist kingpin. About 2 days ago, the information was on air that Bello Turji Kachalla has surrendered and freed 32 captives. But yesterday, a military chief is quoted as saying that it is not true and that the army is still, or the security forces are still on the lookout for Turji. His name, Bello Turji Kachalla, but popularly called Turji. So the security forces are still looking for him, contrary to the rumor that after a meeting with some Islamic clerics in Zamfara state, the man has surrendered all his weapons and rescinded terrorist and banditry activities, but now denied by the military chief. So, Islamic clerics failed to broker peace with Turji. Where does Nigeria go from here? In 2011, December to be precise, in December 2011, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said Nigerians should give him 6 months to eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community. I consulted the Oracle, Ifa Orunmila, and Ifa Orunmila said nobody will defeat the Boko Haram through armament, but that there should be dialogue for peace. I related the message, but nobody paid attention. Several newspapers, about 2 newspapers, I don't know, The Nation, The Tribune, The Guardian, were among the papers that I used. The Punch, I can send it to 1 or 2 or 3 at times, depending. But I related the message that the Oracle says you must dialogue with Boko Haram if you want peace. Jonathan and the rest of them turned deaf ears. I'm talking of December 2011. This is August 2025. So that means that Nigeria's rulers don't want to repent of their evils but want the terrorists and armed bandits to repent. You don't want to. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua started the war in 2009. He died in 2010. Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan compounded the crisis when he forced his way into becoming Nigeria's president in 2011 and squandered his 4 years fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community. Handed over to Muhammadu Buhari in 2015, and he also vowed to defeat Boko Haram in 6 weeks. Jonathan said 6 months. The oracle said it's not going to be possible, that only peace will calm the Boko Haram Muslim community. So his 6 months could not be achieved. What he said he would achieve in 6 months, he could not achieve in 4 solid years of his presidency. And that was what was his main preoccupation, how to defeat Boko Haram, sacrificing human lives and the economic resources of Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari came. I told him what I told Jonathan, coming from the oracle. He turned deaf ear and told Nigerians that he was going to defeat and eradicate Boko Haram in 6 weeks. After his 8 years, this is more than 2 years after his 8 years, Tinubu is still fighting the terrorist organizations. And to compound it, of course, Muhammadu Buhari also compounded it by adding S-men terrorism to the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. And of course, economic hardship, when he doubled himself as Nigeria's petroleum minister, accounting for nothing, whether as the petroleum minister or as Nigeria's president. And Tinubu said he was going to continue in the footsteps of Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari, and that is what he has been doing. Worse than that, he did what no president of Nigeria has ever done. Fuel subsidy is gone. All subsidies are gone. So the economic situation is being worsened, perpetrated in the name of haram, claiming to be transferring funds to indigent households while paying workers less than living wage and destroying businesses, because when workers are not paid, businesses cannot thrive. And so businesses are collapsing because there's no money in the hands of workers to patronize businesses and products. And now you are looking for armed bandits to repent. You are looking for terrorists to repent. Whereas the Boko Haram Muslim community was not a terrorist organization. It was peaceful throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo and resisted the pressure of the likes of Atiku Abubakar to attack the community. Olusegun Obasanjo resisted. It was Atiku Abubakar himself who said he was the one mounting pressure on Obasanjo to attack the community. Even though he claimed that Obasanjo attacked the community, no Nigerian knows about it, because Boko Haram Muslim community did not make a single headline throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo, and have been challenging anybody who has such headline to bring it out. You see it. So Nigeria's rulers don't want to repent of Islamization and Christianization of Nigeria, but that the terrorists should repent. And in fairness to the so-called terrorists, in 2012, Mama Sarah Jubril, as the political advisor to Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan, wanted to broker peace. She was frustrated out of it. The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar III, declined to be part of the peaceful resolution, as requested by Boko Haram. Aminu Tambuwa, the then Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, declined to be part of the peace. Muhammadu Buhari also declined. Not president then, but as somebody they thought should be part of the meeting, because they knew that these three individuals, the Sultan, Tambuwa, Buhari, were key to peace with the Boko Haram, and they declined. Goodluck Ebele Asikwe, a Christian like Olusegun Obasanjo, keyed into the war, dragged the Christian Association of Nigeria into taking the war on itself as some Muslims. Nigeria rulers, if you are looking for criminals and you don't pick them against the Constitution of Nigeria, that there shall be no state religion. They are imposing Islam and Christianity on Nigeria. And on the basis of that, creating terrorists and bandits, as in some other Islamic or Muslim countries, Muslim-dominated countries. Are you talking of Niger, Cameroon, partially, Christian Muslim, and other Islamic countries? I don't know the percentage of Muslim countries that are at peace. So now the Islamic clerics of Zamfara State who brokered the peace, how did it go? Because Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has been at it since when? Always dialoguing with them. And at the end of the day, Islam is peace. Abi? Islam is peace. Where jihadist war or not, Islam is peace. Even that, of course, Senegal is a different country, because they still, in Senegal, they still hold on to the African culture, notwithstanding prevalence of Islam. Because Senegal is about 97, 98% Muslims. Because to see a church, you have to go miles. You have to look for it, I tell you, in Senegal. But very peaceful. But then you will see that the African culture is in their veins. They have not allowed Islam to remove it. That is it. They have Africanized their Islam. That's what I learned firsthand in Senegal. Is it? But in Nigeria, even when they say Boko Haram was using hijab to perpetrate suicide bombing in those days, and our neighboring Islamic countries like Niger, Cameroon, Chad banned hijab for the meantime, Nigerian Muslims say no, you can't separate hijab from Islam. Hijab. So that is the level of inhumanity and criminality. Inhumanity and criminality in the name of Islam. They say no, you can't separate. It's not an excuse to separate hijab from Islam. Even Chad, that is almost 100% Islamic, if not 100%. Countries like that banned hijab because Boko Haram was using it to perpetrate suicide bombing. They say no hijab for the meantime. Nigerian Muslims say no way. Now, you want the terrorists and the bandits to repent, but you, Nigeria's rulers, don't want to repent. You want to hold on to all subsidies are gone, even claiming for a subsidy where none exists. A typical Boko Haram that the community is talking about. Or claiming to be transferring funds to anonymous indigent households. Boko Haram, which is what the community is talking about. And then when you impoverish the whole country, and you want peace, and you want security, how can it happen? How can it happen? You have to repent. Abide by the constitution that prohibits state religion. Let each religion fend for itself. Any religion that cannot fend for itself should go into oblivion, or relocate from the shores of Nigeria, because Nigeria has a constitution that must be respected, which Nigeria's rulers are not respecting because they are criminals. You want to tell me Islam is peace? Good. But it is in the history of Islam to fight jihadist war, to take people's land and thrones. It has been there from ab initio. Was it Prophet Muhammad who did not fight jihad war? Or what do you want to tell us? What do you want to tell us? And you cannot be deceiving all of the people all of the time. There's an expiry date for the deception of a virgin woman giving birth to God, dying for human beings are taking away sins, or that an angel brought a book from heaven to Prophet Muhammad, all these type of things. And yet, on the basis of all this, Nigerians must suffer. Nigerians must suffer, must be wrecked. So, you want the terrorists to repent. You want the bandits to repent, but you don't want to repent. You want S-men there must be grazing of cattle in agrarian fields. You must use state power to cow the Boko Haram Muslim community. Peaceful throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Continue. The oracle has told you. Said if you eradicate Boko Haram, before you finish eradicating Boko Haram, other terrorist organizations will emerge. And that is exactly how it has been happening. But of course, even Boko Haram Muslim community was not a terrorist organization until government took up arms against it. It's a historical fact. I'm not making it up.